You've got great hair too.
It doesn't move.
I know.
Belly.
Of the belly, yeah. He's had too much beer.
It helps to have. Oh, I haven't finished this.
Yeah.
Rib.
Whoops.
Oh, moose.
Moose, moose, Helmer, moose, moose.
Hi everybody and welcome back to our YouTube channel. We are as always your hosts Arne and Carlos.
And today we are here with Magnus, the mouse. We've got the big felted version and then we have the original little mouse. And today we are going to talk about how you can make the large mouse your sweater, because the little mouse, if you got the pattern from our book or from our web shop, the little mouse comes with a sweater design. And there's a pattern for that. And then we issued instructions on how to make the large mouse, which you need to felt. But what happens, Arne, when you felt is that these little beautiful creatures or larger creatures, they become very unique because the felting will give different results depending on the yarn you use, depending on your washing machine, depending on the quality of the water, depending on the detergent that you use. All of these factors are going to be unique. So each mouse is going to come out in a different size.
So it's impossible to do a pattern for a sweater for the big mouse.
So we realized that because you couldn't do that, we had to kind of figure out how to, once you've felted your mouse and he's out of the washing machine, how can we make him a sweater? How can we adapt the little sweater from the pattern to the big mouse? And we have some solutions, and we have some tips,
we will show
and we have some hacks.
How we do it. So, first, take your mouse and start on the body. So,
we're knitting the sweaters from the bottom up, right?
Yeah, because it's easier to get a nice one that way. So we cast on stitches and just measure on the big part of the body. So this one is biggest around like the center of the ball of the belly.
Of the belly, yeah. He's had too much beer.
And then we cast on stitches that can be divided on 4 because we want to have a rib with 2 knit and 2 purl. And I casted on how many was it? 4. 8, 16, 24, 28, 20.
This is your chance to learn to come to Norwegian.
36. 36 stitches was good for half of the width.
Okay, so you determine half the width and then you add the 36 stitches again for the back.
So then we like to work on 4 needles. So 36 2 times is 72. So then you cast on 72 stitches divided on 4 needles.
Well, in the case of our Magnus. In the case of your Magnus, you need to figure that out. Do you want to have even stitches or odd stitches?
No, because for the rib, it has to be, if you want a rib with 2 knit and 2 purl, it has to be
even.
Divided with 4.
Yeah, so it has to be an even rib, even number of stitches to get the 2x2 rib.
Yeah, and then when you have those, like in this case, was it 72 stitches? You do a rib. It can be as long as you like it.
Yeah.
And as I said, we like to work on 4 needles, so we just cast on 4 needles and then we knit the rib first. It could be like 3 centimeters.
Yeah,
it depends on the mouse
do,
and the look.
3 centimeters. If you're using a DK yarn, which by the way is something that we forgot to mention, but this is a DK yarn that we're using for the sweater. So yeah, you do 3 centimeters, which is what, some 10 rounds or something?
I don't know.
Yeah, something.
You have
Doesn't
to
matter.
try.
Doesn't matter.
See what happens. You can have more. You can have 7 centimeters.
Yeah.
It depends on the mouse and what you think look good. And then when you have done the rib, what we like to do is that we add 1 stitch on the front and we add 1 stitch on the back. So you, after the rib, and when you change to a thicker needle, you actually increase 2 stitches.
And you do that because?
Because if you want to have a pattern on your sweater, we like to balance the pattern.
Yeah. So it becomes centered here in the front.
Give me the book with the pattern.
Yes. So today we've brought out our favorite designs book, which is a book that it's actually the last book we did in 2017. And in the favorite designs book, as you can see, the cover Arne has a really cool sweater, which is a mashup of patterns, and I'm wearing a scarf, which is also a mashup of patterns. And here is the chart for the sweater, I believe, and for the scarf.
And the scarf.
And what is cool about this particular chart is that because it's a mashup of different patterns, you can just go in and you can just choose one and take that and then incorporate it in another design. So say you want to take, for example, this.
This one is good.
Because it's, yeah, this is a great pattern because it goes over...
because
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It goes like over 8, 9 stitches.
But this is something you have to figure out, because first, if it's the first sweater you do for your felted mouse, I would suggest, if you're not so sure about the size, do one in one color.
Yeah, don't do
first.
color work.
And then when you want to do color, don't take a pattern that is too high, because you probably won't have space for it. So when you've done the rib and you start knitting part of the body, you actually can see how many stitches you got on the round, how high it is.
So something, a pattern that goes over 8, 9 rounds is good for this size.
It also depends on the yarn you use, because we won't tell you which yarn to use. Use what you got and cast on as many stitches as you like.
Although normally we would use a DK yarn to
we
knit
like
the
DK
sweater.
yarn.
We really love DK. It's so versatile.
So then when you have knitted your body, you can actually see how many stitches you got on the height, on the length, or the height?
On the height.
Yes. So I would think that like a pattern like this will actually be very good on the top of the sweater. And what we normally do is we knit up to under the arm. That's the length of the body. And then we balance the pattern. So in this case, this line, that will be the center of the front and the back. So you want to have that flower in the middle. And then it depends on how many stitches you got, but you can start anywhere on this side and this side. So the pattern won't repeat on the round. Sometimes it can't, because then it will be too big or too small. So just put a stitch marker in the sides, and then you know where to start the pattern when you knit on the round.
Yeah.
And then when you have the body, you also see what you need for the sleeve.
And in the case of the little Magnus mouse sweater, it's a sweater with raglan sleeves, which is actually pretty easy to knit.
I would do a raglan on this one also.
Yeah.
And maybe try it on, so you can actually get the feet and the body through the neck opening, because you can't pull it over the head. That's too wide. So you need a wide neck opening. And that's why we also like to do a bigger rib, because when you have a wide neck opening, it helps to have. Oh, I haven't finished this.
Yeah, I think it was mine to
I think
weave.
it was. Yeah.
I might do it now while you talk.
So see, you have to have a big rib, because then you can have a wide opening on the neckline, because when you fold it down, it goes nice in place.
And it's important also to have a wide opening on the neckline of these sweaters, because you need to actually get the mouse in and out of it. Usually you would have to dress him from the feet up. It's probably easier because the head's a bit big.
I think you always have to dress it from the feet up.
Yeah. And so
if you put the head first, you need a really big opening.
Yeah.
So we put, like all the knitted toys we have done, if they have sweaters, it goes from the feet and up.
Okay, so I'll be doing this.
So then when you have the body, you can check how much do you need for the sleeves, and make one in one color first and write down what you're doing. It's always nice to have a paper with squares, so you can see what you're doing. And then it's easy to do other patterns on your sweater for the mouse. If you want to do cables, you can do the same method. You cast on stitches and see how much you need. But for a cable, I would probably add 2 extra stitches per cable. Because when you do cable, you lose a lot of the volume. So it's always nice to add some stitches. Like when we did our socks for the folk costumes.
Yeah.
There was a lot of increasing after the rib.
Oops.
Oh, moose, moose.
Moose, moose, Helmer, moose, moose.
Because you because you lose volume when you do cable. So that is how you can make your own your sweater for your own felted mouse. And that's why we don't have a pattern. You just have to try and practice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I sewn in the, while you were talking and Helmer was barking, I have sewn in the loose end.
Yeah. So now you can knit a sweater for this
Now,
mouse.
yeah, now this one is completed and we can start on that one. Now, if you're wondering, about what Arne has just said, and if you need to get a little bit more help, we have decided to actually write this down for you. So all you need to do is go to arnecardos.com and visit our blog and see today's post, which is going to be a post on how to make a Magnus sweater for the felted mouse. And we've written down everything, and it's free. So you can just go there and download the explanation, and you can actually adapt this also to
Yeah, it's
yourself.
the same principle, like the same method we use, like some of our scrap yarn sweaters. It's
Yeah.
the same way
Same method.
we do it. We just check the breast measurements and we cast on the stitches we need, and then you knit from there.
Exactly. So that would help you be able to achieve a very simple raglan sweater from the top, from the bottom up, in a very easy way.
And remember, the sleeves are normally half of the body.
Yeah.
So you don't have to think about how many stitches you cast on for the sleeve, because that is normally half.
We're talking
The
full,
body.
the full 72 stitches.
Yeah.
So the sleeve would be 36
Yeah.
stitches. Yeah. Perfect.
Okay, that's everything.
Yeah. So another little hack, another little trip. Sorry, not a trip, a tip.
Tip?
And yes, a lot of people were asking about the cloth for the felted mouth. And as we said, once you put this fellow in the washing machine, he's going to come out completely different from the next. They're all unique. They're all custom made. They are one of a kind mice.
Yep.
And so you need to figure out the clothes yourselves. But with this help, we are sure that you will be able to achieve it.
Yeah. And this book has a lot of patterns you can use on
Yeah.
the big mouse.
Yeah, it's one of our favorite design books.
It's
which
called
is-
the favorite design.
Yeah, in English,
It's the only one.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not one of the favorite designs.
In England, it's got two versions. The American version is called the Favorite Designs, and the British version is called Greatest Knits.
I think that one is cool.
Very catchy title, isn't it?
Very catchy. Yeah.
Okay, so we hope you have enjoyed this episode, and we hope you've learned a little bit more about adapting a raglan sweater for the mouse and also for yourself. So please give us a big thumbs up for this episode. Click on that notification bell, because then you'll always be notified about episodes. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, because it's a lot of fun. We've got well over 300 videos for you to enjoy. There's tutorials, there's podcasts, there's road trips, there's everything.
We do everything.
Yeah, and if you want to catch up with us, on a regular basis, and be sure to know what we're up to at any given time, make sure to put your name on your newsletter. You can find the sign-up forms on our website. So
And hopefully next time you see the felted Magnus, he's
he
not
will be
naked.
he will be well dressed in a beautiful Norwegian sweater.
Like, oh, I'm so shy.
Yeah, yeah.
No.
So thank you so much for watching, and remember, we post new episodes with
Not
tutorials.
nude episodes. New episodes.
Did I say nude episodes?
I think you said.
Yeah.
For me, it sounded.
I think you've got your mind in the gutter.
I think he needs some.
Yeah,
sweater.
he's gonna be dressed next time. Anyway, we post new episodes on Sundays. Usually, Sundays episodes are tutorials, tips, hacks, and stuff like that. And make sure to get our podcast as well, which is posted on Wednesdays after the summer, throughout the fall, winter, and spring.
And your hair is perfect.
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
And it's called Sit in It for a Bit with Arne and Carlos. So we look forward to seeing you either on Wednesdays or Sundays. Thank you so much for watching, and see you again next week for a brand new episode where we figure out how to do something else.
See you next time.
Bye.
What do you do with your hair?
You've got great hair too.
It doesn't move.
I know. You've got that natural thing going.
I know.
Though.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.